Sony Computer Entertainment America presents a Universal Interactive Studios production.
A game created and developed by Naughty Dog.
Hello everybody, it's Red, and welcome to one of my childhood games. This here is
Crash Bandicoot Warped.
also known as the easy one. Let's not dilly-dally, let's just jump into it. Here, we're gonna have a little bit of story. Just like, you know, any other Crash game. This is a platformer, it doesn't really require story. It's nice that it has it, doesn't really need it though. We're here for the challenges.
Free at last.
WHOAH is free. No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come.
None dare to fail to break WHOAH even once. But you, Cortex, you have failed me twice.
Great WHOAH, it was that infernal Bandicoot.
From deep inside my temple prison, I sent you simple instructions to follow. But you lost the gems, you lost the crystals, and I have lost my patience. There is now no other power source left on this planet.
I know we've had a few unfortunate setbacks.
And failed! But since your bumbling has managed to set me free, I am feeling generous. There is still a way for us to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet. And this time the great WHOAH will make sure that you do it right!
After many eons, my evil twin, WHOAH, has been freed from his underground prison. Long ago, I locked him there to protect the world from his malice. Now, free once again, he must be stopped. Children, WHOAH and Cortex plan to use this time-twisting machine to gather crystals that lay scattered across time. I have brought you here to recover the crystals before they do so. To open the time portal, simply stand on a button and then jump into the portal. Good luck.
Chills. Literally chills. Holy crap, I can't tell you guys how many times I've watched that cutscene. So this right here is Crash Bandicoot. Controls are pretty simple. X jumps, square spins, circle crouches, and if you're running and you press circle, boom. Triangle brings up the menu, and all you have to do here is beat all 5 stages. I mean, not beat. There's a little collectible that you have to get in all 5 stages.
Crash, 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 why must you always muck in my mud? Oh look, I have a mask helping me too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough.
So a little bit of backstory, not about Crash, about me, yay. Basically, this was one of the few games that my sister and I had for the PlayStation 1, and so we played it a lot. Yeah, she got a PS1 for her birthday, if I'm not mistaken, and basically she was able to play a lot of it, and I mean a lot of it. But of course, because we're kids, we didn't want to share. So she was the one who played Crash Bandicoot, I was the one who played Mario, and yeah. That's the long story short. Ooh, also, one thing that you're gonna want to do here in Crash Bandicoot is break all the boxes. Harper, just pick a place. Jeez, sorry, Zoo. And yeah, make sure you break all the boxes because collectibles, yay! Also, don't die. That's a pretty good piece of advice. So yeah, we played this game a ton when we were younger, and we were kind of never able to beat it. I mean, we were able to beat it eventually, but you know, young kids, we can't really play games that well. So yeah, this was mostly a game that we played just to have fun. We weren't like, oh hey, I wonder if we can beat the game. No, we were like, hey, let's play Crash, and then we played Crash. And so we watched that intro cutscene many times. Eventually found out that you can just push a button to skip it. And then also, we have listened to and Cortex's speech as you enter the first level so many times. It was an inside joke with us. Today we call inside jokes memes. But anyway, so I don't know. It was just very common for us to just go, Crash, 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 why must you always muck in my mud? Oh look, I've got a mask helping me too. And we didn't speak English back in the day, so we just, I don't know, mumbled whatever words came out. So yeah, Crash Bandicoot. It's a childhood game for me. Yay! This is the first one that I'm actually doing in the channel. Because Pikmin wasn't a childhood game. I was a PlayStation kid, not a Nintendo kid. And Zelda also wasn't a childhood game because, again, PlayStation kid. And let's see, Pokemon, same thing. But yeah, a little bit more about Crash Bandicoot. You want to make sure that you break all the boxes, because if you do, boom, collectible, yeah! The thing about this game is just collecting stuff. You go through the levels, you collect the stuff. And it's gonna get really hard to get the stuff. Also, if you get the gem, you get a little dance. Hoo-wee! We also used to do this dance at every chance we got. You know, kids. Anyway, after you beat a level once, when you go back to it, as WHOAH is gonna explain to us right here.
Crash, Coco, if you have already retrieved a level's crystal, then you will find a floating clock when you enter for the second time. This floating clock activates time trial mode. Grab it and the clock will start ticking. Race for the end to get the best time. But beware, some elements will change.
Time trials, that's right! Yeah, if you thought that the game couldn't get any harder, it does get a lot harder. Like, okay, the game itself is not really that difficult to beat. You know, like, it's a pretty straightforward game. It is made for kids after all. And as I said, this is considered the easy one because the other Crash games, not the easiest things to beat. No, don't die. Okay, I lost the WHOAH there. Okay. So, you know, this really is the easy one, so beating the game is not too difficult, but getting 100%, now that's a challenge. Ooh-wee. No, come on, do it right. And the biggest reason why it's so difficult to get 100%, it isn't even the boxes. It's the time trials. Like, okay, I thought I got hurt there. The time trials in this game, they are extremely unforgiving. You really have to be really good at the game in order to get the best rank. If I'm not mistaken, you don't need to get the best rank. This right here isn't the best rank. Gold is not the very best. It's actually platinum. So yeah, even though I did kinda good, I didn't do good enough. It's as simple as that. So the target time that you have to reach for each stage, it varies mostly by version. I think region is also a little bit different. So, you know, European had certain times and US had certain times. And also the N-Sane Trilogy has new times for us. Yay! Okay, and to be perfectly honest, the N-Sane Trilogy is actually easier on the time trials than the previous versions. So yeah, level 2, water levels, yay! Everybody loves those. So yeah, speaking of the N-Sane Trilogy, Red, why aren't you playing that? Because I bought the N-Sane Trilogy for the PlayStation 4. I don't have a PlayStation 4. Yeah, basically, I grew up with PlayStation, so I didn't really have, like, Nintendo consoles for a really long time. I think I bought my Nintendo 64 when I was 13? Or something like that? Yeah, so it was a while. Basically, I had no idea that Crash Bandicoot eventually was released to other platforms like the GameCube. Because I just thought, oh hey, it's a PlayStation mascot, it's only ever gonna be released for PlayStation. So I had no idea that future games like Tag Team Racing and Crash the Titans were released for the GameCube, for example. So when the N-Sane Trilogy came out, I had in my head that it was only gonna come out for PlayStation because, oh my gosh, it's the great revival of Crash Bandicoot. But nope, it eventually came out for the Switch and PC. But because I thought that it was only gonna come out for the PlayStation 4, I was like, okay, eventually, someday I'm gonna buy myself a PlayStation 4. Might as well buy the game now and be like, oh hey, it's launch. Developers, please release more of this. We want Crash Bandicoot. So it was just my way of showing the developers some support by buying the game at launch. And so I bought the N-Sane Trilogy for the PlayStation 4, which I do not own. Yeah. So even though the graphics are better in the N-Sane Trilogy, I can't really play it. Oh, Red, why don't you just buy the version for a console that you can play, like PC or the Switch? Because I'm not freaking rich. I wish I could buy the older versions. But I had the PlayStation 1 version right here with me. Yes, I'm playing this in an actual PS1. And yeah, hopefully the recording is going fine. As I was testing things out, there was some flickering. I think I was able to, you know, like, get the flickering down to a minimum. Hopefully, completely get rid of it. But yeah, hopefully you won't get too much flickering. Also, yep, got all the boxes here. As far as the gems go, talking a little bit more about the game here, you don't actually have the ability to collect every single box in every single stage right away. And we're eventually gonna get to that. Basically, long story short is that this game, it has a lot of backtracking. I mean, if you get everything, it's not gonna have a lot of backtracking, but you already have to beat the levels twice in order to get the relic, because time trials are only unlocked after you beat a stage. Also, I've always loved the face plant. It's just so precious. So, you know, you're not really gonna be able to do everything right away. But you can do a lot. Don't worry too much about it, and because this game is so short, basically, replaying the game is not really a pain. It's just, I want to get more out of... Hang on, I'm actually gonna die here. Yeah, I missed the box, and in this first world, it's pretty easy to get every single box. So, yeah, replaying the levels, it's just a way to get more bang for your buck. And it's not really a difficult thing for you to do. You know, get everything in the game. But getting everything... then it's really difficult. Holy crap. There's one level that I'm really not looking forward to. It's called Hot Cocoa, and even though I think I missed the box, I don't know, I don't have the count. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep going. Hot Cocoa might sound like a delicious drink, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's hell. And no, hell is not frozen over. It's underwater. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, this game will get insanely hard. Not just because of the extra challenges, you know, like time trials and whatnot, but levels themselves, they're not gonna be very easy. But yeah. Oh, okay, I made it up here. On accident, I definitely missed boxes. I don't really care. I'm eventually gonna replay this entire thing, so I'm just gonna get the boxes then. Yeah, missed 6 boxes. Oops. At least in this one, you don't have to, like... Also, they're so cute! I love Coco and the tiger! Ah, they're so adorable! But yeah, at least in this game, you don't have to go through the cutscene of Crash getting crashed by boxes. Because that's just painful. And not painful because, like, it hurts. It's just... it takes a bit too long, let's be honest here. It takes a little bit too long. But anyway, next level, the Boneyard.
WHOAH WHOAH and Cortex want Tiny get crystals and bring them to Big Colosseum in Rome. Crash, leave them for Tiny, or Crash get crushed.
Oh, Tiny, never stop being you. Oh, so, I don't know, I just really like how, you know, the bosses of the areas, they're kind of like, oh, hey, I'm gonna talk to you now, because, yay. Just, I don't know, it's just the tiny things in games, you know? So, yeah. Also, the dinosaur, the crates that the dinosaur breaks do count towards your total, so you don't have to worry about, like, missing out on boxes too much. Really just worry about running, getting away, and yeah, in case you're curious, those white boxes, brain fart. Right, yeah, the white boxes, if you wait too long, if they cycle, you know, through the things, a bit too much, then they're just gonna become metal, and then you're gonna miss out on the box. Also, Tnt Crates count as boxes for you to break, so step on them, don't hang around for too long. After all, it is TNT, you know the song, I'm Dynamite, or however that goes. And yeah, there's also this thing right here, which is one of the reasons why you can't get everything on your first or second visit to the level. Basically, that right there is just a thing that you can't do until you have another collectible from another stage. So yeah, okay, and yeah, let's go back to the N-Sane Trilogy for a little bit. Basically, the game's exactly the same, but the time trials are, in general, more lenient. You do get, you know, a little bit more leniency with your times. So yeah, it is a little bit easier in that regard. Because Crash Bandicoot used to be known for being extremely brutal. And this one, even though, as I said, it is the easier one, it is still kind of brutal if you want to get everything. So yeah. So basically, the N-Sane Trilogy, it's exactly the same in every regard. So if you're watching this, the secrets and whatnot are gonna be the exact same in the N-Sane Trilogy. As far as I know, that is. Maybe they changed one or two things. So yeah. Also, the graphics, they're different. But I don't know. I just prefer the old graphics for some reason. I'm playing this on a CRT. I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna come out on a computer, on a YouTube video. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Also, these boxes right here, if you hold down the jump button as you're bouncing on crates, you're gonna get more height for your jump. So yeah, you have to make sure that you do that in that thing right there. Also, collecting the Wumpa fruit, it's really good because, you know, 100 gives you an extra life, and yeah, this is an older game where you have to collect extra lives. It's not like Crash Bandicoot 4, where instead of counting down lives, it counts up the deaths, which is just interesting. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see how exactly that mechanic ends up being implemented into the game, because, you know, the reason why we had 1-ups back in the day was to just waste your quarters, so you would keep on playing things. Also, make sure you hit that thing, and I almost missed the diamond! The gem. It's not a diamond, it's a gem. So yeah, the whole reason why 1-ups exist is to just eat up your quarters. And you would get a game over, and then you would have to use up more quarters and that kind of thing. But nowadays, we know how much of an outdated thing that is, to the point where not even Mario is using 1-ups anymore. Yeah! So that's something that they're gonna change in Crash Bandicoot 4. Not entirely sure how that's gonna be implemented. In, I think, every single Crash Bandicoot game, there are certain levels where you have to get to a certain point without dying, and then beat the entire level without dying. So maybe it's gonna be as simple as that, you know, a counter for bragging rights, and that kind of thing. And then, you know, for certain levels, you have to make sure that you don't die, so that you can collect every collectible. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how exactly that's gonna be implemented. Because in this game, if your life counter hits 0, life 0 does count in this game, so yeah. Basically, you don't have other chances, you are on your last chance. So yeah, we will have to wait and see how exactly the death counter is gonna work in Crash Bandicoot 4. Also, even though it hasn't really been confirmed for other platforms yet, you can be pretty sure that it is eventually gonna come out for other platforms, because that's just how Crash Bandicoot does it nowadays. Too close of a call! Anyway, the controller rumbling here is actually scaring Harper quite a lot. And she's in heat, so she's very loud. She's very everything. You know how birds get when they're in heat. It's birds. So, yeah, it's just bird squared. So she's getting really scared by the vibration on the controller here. Oh, poor thing, she's trying to sleep on my lap. Oh, she's so adorable. But anyway, this level right here, it's a water level, kind of. Basically, it's a vehicle level. Don't touch the bombs, of course, otherwise you're gonna die. And as always, break all the boxes, make it to the end. Also, wait, it's already over? Huh, okay. Yeah, make it to the end, make sure you collect the pink crystal, because without the pink crystals, you cannot fight the boss. Yeah. Once you collect 5 pink crystals in an area, there are usually 5 levels, there are always 5 levels, you're gonna unlock the boss of the area. So, let's go ahead and face off against Tiny Tiger.
Crash! Coco! Store the pretty crystals! Tiny, take them back! In Gladiator Arena!
And I know what you're thinking, that doesn't look that much like N Cortex. But yeah, that is N Cortex. Also, this cutscene right here, it just blew my tiny mind. It just looks so cool the way it breaks. I mean, today it's nostalgia speaking, but back in the day it was impressive. Also, the crowd there, it's just always... it's just the same guy, copy-pasted. I don't know, I love it, it's just so cool. Also, I found here that walking around and spinning is the easiest way to dodge the lions. But yeah, apparently I failed right there because I lost Aku Aku. Also, was I the only one who used to call Aku Aku Uka Uka back in the day? Because yeah, I didn't know until like I started learning English that the one that helps us is Aku Aku. Yeah, so, I don't know, it was just a weird thing. I guess it's because Uka Uka sounds like Ooga Booga, and that was a funny thing that we used to say, so we were like, oh, of course the good guy's called Uka Uka, not Aku Aku. So, I don't know, was that just me? Oh well, eventually I did learn that it's called Aku Aku, you know, the one that helps us. But yeah, there we go. Once you hit Tiny Tiger 3 times, he loses his name, and you get a new ability! Haha! This is basically the Supercharged Body Slam. The Body Slam now has AoE. Yay! I mean, a bigger AoE, that is. So, yeah, there we go. Now, it's a little more powerful, so we can break boxes that we couldn't before. Not that we found boxes before we got the upgrade, but anyway. So, that's that. If you ever want to rematch the boss, you have the option to do that. There's no reward for doing it. The bosses really are the only thing that you don't have to beat twice in order to get everything. But yeah, for now, since we beat Tiny Tiger, the next world opened up for us. Next time, we go there. See you guys then.
Well done, children. By defeating Tiny, you have unlocked the gate to the next time travel area. Go back to the center of this time twister and save your progress if you wish. From there, you will see that the gate to the second time travel area is now open.